Good evening and welcome back to Too Hot to Handle. So today we're going to be talking about extracts. I got a couple different extracts here, and honestly, a few of these I've basically already finished and enjoyed them a lot. But these are a wonderful way to have a extremely hot something extra to whatever you're eating. Whether you decide to pizza, chili, any food whatsoever, or if you just want to increase your heat tolerance really quickly. So I started getting interested in extracts around January this year, a couple months back, because my wife and brother-in-law got me some tasty stuff. At first, I saw these things, said ghost pepper. Okay, I don't think it's that hot. But it comes in an eyedropper. And I was like, oh, that must be serious. So, I would try some, I'll be able to handle maybe one drop at a time, right? And it would burn like nothing else. Now, it tastes like salsa. Then I went to the next level, the scorpion pepper. Well, that one was so good, it's basically gone. Just going to pour that on a spoon. And now that's some spicy stuff. This is a scorpion pepper extract. Now, the way they make these extracts is they take a whole bunch of peppers and they combine it with a solution of either essentially grain alcohol or oil. Let the oil and alcohol absorb all the capsaicin, and then they dry it. They remove all the peppers and then dry all the oil and alcohol out. So all that's left is the actual capsaicin. So it's a super hot solution. This can get up to 16 million Scovilles, right? So these are not 16 million Scovilles. This is spicy. This is very spicy. They're not 16 million Scovilles at all. And the reason why is they have other things like water and vinegar in them, and maybe some seasoning like basil or something. What I have here, this is called the End Flatline. Now, this is a hotter version of something called the End. The first time I had the End, I must have been in New Orleans. I went to this place called Pepper Palace in the French Quarter. I'm trying all their sauces because, they let you try everything before you buy anything. Well, they had a couple that you had to sign a waiver for, and that got my interest because the rest of the stuff I could all handle, no problem. And it was kind of spicy, but not anything crazy. Well, I remember having this one, and they let me take this bottle, but it wasn't this one. It was the End, not the End Flatline. And they gave me a chip. I got pour a drop on it. I think I used a little dropper. I put a couple drops on, and I ate that chip. That was rough. I spent the next 45 minutes out on a bench in the French Quarter with capsaicin cramps like you wouldn't believe. It was terrible because I didn't have the tolerance at all to handle this. I was used to thinking something spicy was like a habanero, not a extract. So I have a lot of respect for extracts for a long time since. However, after experimenting with these to increase my tolerance quite a bit, I decided to try this again. That scorpion pepper one is kind of spicy. It has some decent heat to it. So if I would say if you can handle eating a scorpion pepper just raw, then that's probably not going to be terribly hot. But if you can't, it's going to increase your tolerance, it's going to be a bit of a burn. So I finally got to the point where I was brave enough to try this again, and this is probably 8 years later. And I got it. Now, this is not the first time I've had this sauce. What you don't want to do is take this sauce and prank your buddies with it by tricking them to eat it. They will never eat anything spicy again. This thing is lethal. When I started trying this, I would take a toothpick and I would barely dab it in. And roll on my tongue. That is some heat. It is smoky and hot. There's not a lot of flavor. These two have flavor. These are tasty. This is like eating just pure hot. According to them, and I would have to look up Pepper Palace's reviews, they say it's either 6 million or 7 million Scoville extracts in this. Greens are, first ingredient, Reaper peppers. So I assume they mean Carolina Reapers, and there are Reapers out there. Then I have a hard time saying this word, or resin capsaicin. That's the extract. If you see that as one of the top ingredients in any extract, you know this is going to be hot. That's that process that they do, combining a whole bunch of peppers with alcohol or oil and just extract all the capsaicin out of those peppers and condense it down to a very small amount. That's how you get the 16 million Scoville. They have a more vinegar down solution of that. Then water, vinegar, salt, tomato juice, concentrate, ghost pepper, scorpion peppers, sempot, chocolate dula, and then vitamin C, citric acid, xanthan gum for the to keep it all together. So, I'm going to do is we're going to have a decent amount of this. It does say to shake well, but I found that it stays pretty well together regardless. Do not try this at home. This is one of the stupid things I do. So, if you want to get a true pepper high, I'll put a whole glob on there. That doesn't look like a lot, but I think anything else higher than that, and I will literally freak out and, have one of the worst nights of my life. So, as a side effect, warning, when you have this amount of capsaicin, you should expect side effects. Your stomach will hurt. Next day when it comes out, it will burn. It doesn't matter how it comes out. But you will experience a kind of leveling up in your tolerance to where all of a sudden, say you were having a hard time eating habaneros. All of a sudden, ghost pepper is not going to seem that bad because relative to this, it's just not. So, all I taste is pure pepper, capsaicin. This is hot, but there is nothing tasty about it. Right now, I feel it mostly on my tongue. It just feels like I poured some pure capsaicin around my tongue. Maybe a tiny bit of vinegar on it. It's there's a little bit left there. Now it's starting to go to the front of my throat. I'm sure as I swallow, this is going to go down. Yep, I feel it about right here right now. Every breath feels like my throat is on fire right now. My mouth has a very high tolerance, so it's not so bad in there. It's not like the flat iron flakes where my tongue was burning on the rim of it. This time it's more migrating down, but a very intense hot heat. Not anything stinging like a habanero would be, but like this glowing ember that's just going down. There's no fruity flavor. There's no floral flavor. There's nothing like pulsating to it, like I've heard some people describe warthogs. It's just pure hot. So, overall, with this, if you want to see if you can handle it, go for it. But I would use extreme caution. Start with a toothpick. Do not take a whole drop. I'm having a hard time talking here. I'm definitely sweating quite a bit, but I'm not sweating as much as I was with a spoonful of the flat irons like I did last time. That one, I was just profusely sweating, nose running, eyes watering. This, my nose is barely starting to run, sweating a good bit. My throat's on fire. My mouth is pretty numb at this point, probably because the endorphins kicked in by now. Yeah, they kicked in. So basically what this is it overloaded all my senses where it shot endorphins through my mouth. I really can't feel anything in my mouth right now. It's pretty much numb. I feel some like tingling and some mild burning around my lips right here, where I must have got some of the oils on my lips. Around the back of my mouth and my throat's still like stinging a little bit. It's gone from a slow like ember burn to a sting, but it doesn't feel near as hot now. I'm pretty sure it's just endorphins kicking in. So anyways, if you buy this, start with a toothpick, test it out. I gave it to my brother-in-law. I just put the tiniest bit on the very tip of it, give to him because, well, he doesn't do a lot of hot stuff, but he wanted to try something insanely hot. I didn't want to turn him off of spicy food forever by, messing with him and giving him a whole drop. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe. The next video I do, it's going to be a little bit different. I have some Thai peppers out in my very, very tiny garden. I'm going to be taking those and we're going to be pickling them. So I don't know if y'all have ever had pickled peppers before. They're delicious. I have some basil out there I'm growing too. I'll pick some of the basil leaves in there. To pickle with the Thai peppers should be a delicious treat in about a week and a half, 2 weeks once I do the next video. So next video, I'll show everyone how to basically jar them, prep them, and then we'll try them out in a couple weeks later. So anyways, thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe.